Greetings, friends and future friends. This video I call Studio Shop Videos. Now, if you're like me and you don't have a lot of money to pay somebody to come in and fix and repair things in your studio, you got to do it yourself. So I'm going to show you how you can fix and repair and adjust things in your studio. That way you can get back to work creating, whether it be videos or music or whatever you're a creator of. So let's go see if we can find something to fix. Today's project is behind these doors, and if you have a studio, you're going to have a closet like this, full of all the cables and adapters you need to keep it going. Now this is my equipment closet. I have everything in here from all my cables, adapters, guitar strings, anything I need to keep the studio running. And to the left, you can see I have cables, and to the right, I have cables. Now here's the problem we're going to solve today. All these cables on this side, I'm always in here reaching for a cable, and then the cable falls down to the ground, and sometimes I'm looking for a cable that I don't have, but it's actually down on the ground. So today we're going to fix this area. We're going to repair it and make it more functional. Now these are standard clothes hangers, and you can buy them on Amazon, and I got 10 for not that much money at all. But the bad thing about them is that the distance from here to the back plate is not that great, and it's not going to hold that many cables. So what we're going to do is we're going to take and pull these two ears in. We're going to bend this in on both sides to make this distance from here to here a little wider to hold more cables. So this is a simple process. We're going to take the hook, slide the back plate into the vise, tighten it up pretty good, and then take our screwdriver, put it in here like this, and then we're just going to bend it a little bit. We don't want to bend it too much and break it off. I'm taking it right to this edge point, and I'm going to come over here to this side and do the same. Just bend it over a little bit. There we go. Maybe we'll take this side and bring it back some more. And I'm going to kind of line them up with this back piece of the jaw protector. Looks good. So now when we take a look at these hooks now, you can see the distance from the hook to the back plate has increased. They came closer together now. The distance from here to here is a little narrower, but that's not going to mean any difference. It's not going to make any difference because we're going to be hanging cables on there, and that's going to still be a good arc for the cable. The cable's not going to be creased like this. It's going to be going over these two hooks. So again, we modified this hook to work with our studio. Now these are standard drywall anchors. There's 50 of them in this container, and you can buy them on Amazon. They're not that expensive. These are the number 8 screw, and it's 1.25 inch screw length. And if we open them up, you have your anchors, which it's a simple anchor. It has a little type of drill bit end on it, and then an auger that pulls it into the wall. And this kit comes with screws also. And then you have your screws. So basically you put your anchor in, and then you have your screw to attach whatever device you're attaching to the wall. Now, these things are rated for 50 pounds per anchor. But it all depends on the integrity of the drywall. If the drywall is weak and cracked, this thing's not going to hold 50 pounds. But if it's a good, solid drywall, it should hold 50 pounds, or what it says on the container. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull out all these nails. So take this out, these nails. Oh, that one's a tough one. Take all these nails out. It's going to be a toughie, but we got it. It's going to be one of those ones that doesn't want to come out. All right, we got it. Okay. Now this nail here, we have to check, because putting in a drywall thing like this, putting these drywall anchors, you're going to see that it's not going to go in. So this hole right here, and maybe this one, lower ones,
we'll just use the screw because it'll go right into the piece of wood that's actually part of the door frame. But these guys here, they're not going to have any problems. So what we're going to do now is put in the anchors. So now what we're going to do is get our DeWalt, come up in here like this, get it started. And we got the DeWalt set on. Let's set that thing on 5 so we don't strip anything out. And being these cables aren't that heavy, I think one screw should hold it plenty. Yeah, that's perfect. That'll hold that right in there. And now we have one hook on there. Now we'll do the same thing. We'll come down. We'll put another anchor in here. Get it into that same hole. All right. Get a screw and a bracket. All right, now we got the screw and the hook in here, and put this in here. Get it started into that hole. And once we get it started, we'll hold it straight. All right, now that's on there good. Excellent. Now to keep it from turning, we're going to put these little screws on there. That little screw will keep it from turning, but all the weight will be on that main bracket. And we'll get another screw. Put in that top one if I can reach it. Good deal. Now these brackets aren't going to turn. Awesome. Now comes the tricky part. Putting in these brackets on this side. And we've got 2 holes. This side. So now let's see if we can get in here sideways. See if I can get in here sideways. Because the first one we want to put in is right here. Let's see if I can get that in there. You know what? We can pound that in a little bit. Now let's see if I can get my kind of a tricky place to work. Let's get it in there. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Now, going to be the tough part is putting the screw into the hook in the side. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to cheat a little bit by using a Phillips head screwdriver to get it started. So we'll take this, we'll go in there, see if we can get it started. Yeah, there we go. It's getting started. Perfect. Awesome. Now we'll bring our drill in here and see if we can drive it home. Get it right on there. All right, spin up a little bit. We'll spin it down a little bit right there. And then hold it in place. But we can't get the grunt on that. So we can't really get it tight with the gun. Just keeps slipping. So we'll take our Phillips head and tighten that up really good. And we'll do the same thing with the little screws, being that they're small. We'll put the little screw in by hand also. And now we've got that hook on there. And being we have the bigger cables on this side, we're going to put another hook on this side. These cables will, and that's not going to give too much of a, these cables here aren't too big and have a lot of weight to them. So the cable's going to lay in there like that. But if it was the bigger cables like here, going to be a lot of weight, I want to spread that out so the cable's not doing this. It's kind of like going over at a slower pitch. Now this one's going to be a little different because we know already we hit the stud in here, and I can see already we're hitting wood. So already you can see how this is screwing into the actual wood frame of the door frame. So we're not going to have to worry about putting a drywall anchor in, and this thing's probably going to tighten up really well. Yeah. Oh my goodness, yes. That thing's in there really tight. So we didn't put a drywall anchor here because this screw went right into the wood of the frame of the door. So these guys have the anchors, and here we have all the weight on that anchor, and this screw is just going to keep it from turning. Same here, we have a drywall anchor here, and they screw in it, keep it from turning. And we'll put another screw in here, keep this one from turning. And I might be able to get the gun on that. Sometimes you work in very awkward places. Awesome. Now we have those two hooks in, these two hooks, looking good. All right, let's move a little bit further down. So now that I'm looking at it, I got a hookup set up. So now that I'm looking at it, we have the hooks here, hooks up there, and I was going to put one here and one here. I think what I'm going to do is change that up and put one maybe right here and one maybe right here. So first thing we got to do is go get our drywall anchors. We got a drywall anchor. This is going to be pretty easy. We're going right in here like this. Stick it in there, turn it. Once it starts to dig in a little bit and it's self-drilling, goes right through. One's in there. Then another anchor we'll put in right here. Oh, screwed up. Almost put it in the hole. Here's my original hole down here. Stick it in there and get it started. Uh-oh, we got a little problem here. Uh-oh, somebody must have put a patch in that wall. So when you run into that problem, all you have to do is get a little bit of a nail or something. There we go. I can see somebody put a patch in that wall a long time ago, and the drywall anchor would not drill through it. But let's start again. Come through. There we go. Up. Now you run into this problem. You can see how the tip of this is burnt off. What has happened is there must be a stud going across here. So it really wasn't hard drywall in here, but it was a beam. Let's try that again with the nail and see if that's the case. No, I guess not. I guess it was just one hard piece of drywall, because we see now it's not a stud in there. I can move that nail that much in and out of there. So let's try again with a new anchor and see if we can get this thing to go in there. Perfect. Awesome. So we have the two anchors in there. Get our screw. We get our hook. And away she goes. Awesome. We'll get our little screw to keep it from spinning. Awesome. Now let's go up there and put the other one in on the top. Put the screw inside the hook. Bring it over to the hole, put it in there. Awesome. Go get our locking screw. So now we're going to see if we can get one a little bit lower. And this one's going to be holding a lot of long cables. So we're going to go right into this area right here. See if I can get it in there. I got a hole already started. And see if we can get it going. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Now we got to take in consideration that, well, so now let's put that hook in there on that one anchor that we just drove in. To get this anchor being, we have a really hard angle here. We're going to just come in on an angle and start with the little hand screwdriver, get it started. Okay, we got it started. And now we can get our gun in there. Our drill. Get it on there. Okay, so all right, looks good. Set it straight. Looking good. Let's get the little screw we'll put in probably with the, get it started with the hand driver here. And there you go. There's one hook in there. Looking good. That is looking awesome. So, got two hooks up here. Hold on some real long cables. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put another one right here. And that should do it. Now I know I'm going to get a comment on why I didn't put a shorter bit in the drill. I had a shorter bit, I might have been able to reach things better. But what I have found why I like the longer bit is because when you have the longer bit in there, and now holding screws, I have a screw container, a screw retainer that fits on here that'll actually hold the screw. But these anchors are bigger than that, and you can't fit the anchors in that screw holder. So it's easier, so I can actually hold the anchor, and you can see I have room for my hand. Where if I had a shorter bit, and this chuck was way up here, I wouldn't have room for my hand to fit in there. So that's why sometimes I like to use the longer bit. Now there's one more thing I want to show you, and this pertains to safety. And if you look down here, you can see these are all the nails that we pulled out of the wall that I was actually using for years and years to hold my cables. And I can see these aluminum nails right here are pretty good shape. And they're aluminum nails, light, so they look pretty straight. We're going to save those. But these nails here we're going to throw away. And there's nothing more dangerous to a car tire is a nail. And I know you can just throw these in your garbage bag and think you're okay. But garbage bags get holes in them. So my dad showed me this trick a long time ago because working around his shop, we had big trucks and all that stuff. And we didn't want to get it flat. So I take some clear Scotch tape and I wrap around these guys like this. Take some Scotch tape. And I peel it up. Then I take and then I wrap these nails up pretty good. Then I take and maybe put another wrap over them. Then I take another wrap and wrap this way and wrap them up good. And then I'm going to take one more. I take one more and I'm going to just wrap it around these guys. Now, if you're doing a larger project, you sometimes can get a box and put these in. But for me, this little project, this isn't that many nails. But here, now when we throw this into the garbage can, there's no chance for one of these nails to work its way out into the road and get into your tire, or maybe your friend's tire. So that's one thing. Think about when you're pulling nails out of a wall or in your studio, where are those nails going? And if you have a lot of them, sometimes I have an old plastic box or wrap them up with something. But now, in this condition, one of these nails can't get out and get into my car tire. So now you can see all my cables are hanging nice and neat. And when I come in here to look for a cable, it'll be easy to find.
So I hope this video showed you that you can fix and repair these things yourself. That way you don't have to have someone else come in and do it. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. You'll help us grow the channel. That way we can fix more stuff. So take care, my friends, and thanks for watching.